We're live again! Episode 27, baby! Jeez. It's getting to the point there's too much wrestling. There's too much to talk about now. I don't have enough time. Let's get this show going. What's going on, everybody? Episode 27, Smells Like Wrasslin podcast on the Smells Like Cologne YouTube network. Coming at you again live from my humble abode here in Long Island. Damn, man. It's been crazy. Like, every week, this is like I could have picked a better time to do a fucking podcast with all this great shit that's been going on in wrestling lately. I mean, especially with, like, Vince going. Now everything's out in the open. Oh, my God. I don't even know where to begin. Man, we had Battle of the Belts. We had Rampage. We had Raw. All within the last couple of days. I'm going to have to do different podcasts, man, because it's too much to do just once a week, not going to lie. I mean, unless, like, I decide to make this show go over an hour, but still. God damn. You know? Karrion Kross is back. That's pretty noteworthy. Oh boy. Bunch of different stuff here. Tony Khan teases the AEW partnership with, in quotations, hugely prestigious Warner Brothers Discovery. So maybe the new streaming service, maybe AEW is going to play some part in that. I doubt a large role, but at least a part of some of their original content. Vince, the amount of payments, dollar amount that Vince is up to right now is $20 million in payments he's paid to women over the years. Shit. Any of you guys in the chat think you wouldn't suck his dick for a couple of million? You guys, you're liars, bro. You're liars. Because apparently the most over position in wrestling is getting Vince McMahon off. I am pretty... The women that Vince has fucked are I think they made more than Roman Reigns. Unfucking believable. I'm just trying to see if I could find the results for... Battle of the Belts. I'm trying to see if I could find that here. That was Battle of the Belts 3. Oh, there we go. Wow. Insane. And then, what was there? There was Rampage. All right. Well, let's go over Battle of the Belts. Because for the life of me, I can't find my notes for Rampage. I don't know how that went down. Hold on. I might have found it. Come on, really? I'm sorry, guys. I can't believe I lost my notes on that. I'm like trying to remember what happened on Rampage now, and I can't fucking remember. Ah, okay, there we go. All right. Anywho, well, I want to go over Battle of the Belts first because that was a more interesting card. Wardlow versus Jay Lethal. That was actually a pretty solid match. I think they're getting smart now with Wardlow. Like when they have him sell, it's really kind of in the picture because let's be honest, like everyone likes to see like Wardlow steamroll people or whatever, but eventually he is going to end up wrestling a match at a pay-per-view with no commercial break, and we're going to have to watch him sell, and they're going to have to figure out how to do it without making him look weird. Thunder Rosa beats Jamie Hayter in an awesome match. Jamie Hayter actually broke her nose after a certain way through and still went through and whooped ass. It was fantastic. Jamie Hayter needs to push. Like behind like Chris Statlander, like she's one of those women there where I'm just like, they gotta give her something. You know what I mean? Like she's been hanging around Britt Baker since she started. Like they need to have a Britt Baker Jamie Hayter feud. It needs to end with Hayter winning, obviously, and her getting over as a babyface, and then them pushing her along to do, you know, other things in the women's division. But like, goddamn, I mean, hell, maybe they can have her beat Jade Cargill somewhere down the line, but who knows? Ring of Honor, the Claudio Castagnoli versus freaking Konosuke what's his last name? Takeshita. Amazing match. Go out of your way to watch it. If you love freaking awesome, hard-hitting technical wrestling, with a little dash of Japan in there, that was the shit right there. That match was awesome. Monday Night Raw. I watched Monday Night Raw. I did enjoy. What the fuck? I did enjoy the fact that Karrion Kross was back. The match that Ciampa had with Bobby Lashley, I thought was really good. The match that Seth Rollins had with Angelo Dawkins, I thought was really good. If I were Angelo Dawkins, man, I'd hit the freaking weights and cardio like 3 times harder than freaking Montez Ford right now, because I have a feeling your job is dependent on it. You need a freaking... Well, I mean, Vince isn't around anymore. So to be quite honest, like, maybe they won't split up Street Profits, but you could tell that they were gearing Montez Ford up for a serious solo run. And you know Vince would have had nothing for Angelo Dawkins except the heel turn, just so that Montez could go over Angelo, and then... But Montez doesn't need to go over Angelo. Montez is already over already. He doesn't need to go over his own tag team partner. I don't think... Listen, that tag team division needs actual tag teams. You know what I mean? The Alpha Academy... The name was created after, like, they put those 2 guys together. You know what I mean? Like, those are both guys who they split up from their own tag teams, who they put into another tag team. You know, like, they're like... You know what I mean? Like, unless... Well, I don't know. Like, I do think that there's more for Gable out there than being tag teamed up with Otis. I think... If I was freaking Triple H, I'd sign Tucker Knight back immediately, reform Heavy Machinery, and start making some real tag teams. You know what I mean? I would also get Gable into a singles run, have him win like the IC title or like the United States title somewhere down the line, have him get into an awesome feud with like guys like Ricochet and some shit. Like, that would be a really great idea, but, like, I just don't think that right now the WWE has an actual tag team division. Like, the only real tag teams they have are, like, the Usos and the Street Profits. Like, anyone else is just 2 singles guys that they threw together, and they're like, well, we don't have anything for you, here's a tag team. You know what I mean? But they're not even really given any tag team cred. I mean, I think Alpha Academy, I don't even know, did Alpha Academy win the tag belts? I can't even fucking remember. But, I don't know, like, things are getting better, though, with WWE. I'm telling you, like, the stories aren't as lame. The matches are actually, like, solid. Like, I actually want to watch them. To be honest, I'm having a hard time because I have been so conditioned by Vince to fucking hate this product. You know what I mean? Like, I like what I like. And that guy, I swear to God, was an antagonistic booker. Like, he just loved getting under the skin of people like myself who fucking just want certain things out of their professional wrestling. So, like, I just watch it, and it's hard for me to get into it because I'm just expecting it to be Vince bullshit. But it ends up not being Vince bullshit. Like, I always hoped that, like, you know, like, the WWE would get better, and I always knew that it would get better once Vince was gone. I just didn't, like, to be honest, I know this sounds weird, but, like, I wasn't fucking prepared for this. You know what I mean? Like, I figured that there would be, it would come out that Vince is sick or blah, 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 or he has an episode, and, like, something that kind of, like, leads us into this, to him, like, leaving, or him maybe even hinting at stepping down and, like, creating a whole storyline for himself to see him out of the company. I mean, fuck, man. He probably could have given himself the title if he wanted to. Fuck that motherfucker, Doom. Fuck that dude. I just, all of a sudden he was gone. Like, the news came out about, like, these payments or whatever and the women, and I literally was sitting there like, who fucking cares? I mean, Vince has survived everything. He's gonna survive this. Did I want him to? No. But, like, I don't know. I just didn't see it coming. Like, I didn't think that this was going to be the thing that did him in. But sure enough, it has. And the more money that they find and the more of these freaking lapse payments, like the WWE has to, like, delay filings to the SEC, you know what I mean? Because of all this bullshit, because all their numbers aren't correct. That's fucked up to the highest levels of corporate fucked up. And, yeah, man, like, there's no way he's coming back. Like, the stockholders will never allow that to fucking happen. It's too much of an optics issue. You can't have this guy who spent literally tens of millions of dollars paying off women for the last however many decades. It just can't happen. So now here we are. And all of a sudden, Triple H, who I could have sworn was going to get the screw job when it came to, like, the succession of people getting jobs in at the WWE, like, after Vince is done. Like, I could have sworn he would have gotten the screw job, but he didn't. He didn't. And Steph, I didn't, like, with Nick Khan, I figured up, Steph's like anything. Like, you want to know what's, like, I want to know what the whole deal was with them, like, ousting Steph and her taking that leave of absence and then burying her, and then freaking Levesque just, like, vanishing. Well, I think Levesque vanished because of the heart issue, but, like, that company, like, internally, that company has a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot of work. Creatively, a lot of, like, WWE is gonna, like, for anyone who thinks, like, oh, it's just gonna immediately become awesome again, like, hey, listen, Raw's a little bit better, but it's not great. I still enjoy, like, my Dynamite that more than I do Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, at least so far. But it's just, like, it's gonna take time, you know? A lot of storylines, a lot of pushes have been going on since before SummerSlam. I mean, a lot of them you've put the kibosh on now, but, like, plans have been in motion, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Vince books that far in advance. I mean, maybe at least Roman, but like everyone else, I'm pretty sure he just rinses and repeats until he's like, oh, we need a title match, and then just makes one, you know what I mean? Oh, because Cornette said that they were going to be turning on a dime. If that motherfucker, listen, like, you don't know that much about wrestling and not have a job within wrestling. I'm sorry. So I don't care what people think. Like, I don't see wrestling like how he does. What he likes, I don't like. That's why I'm not a Jim Cornette guy. I like certain things in my wrestling. He doesn't. And why would I want to listen to a guy whose opinion I disagree with? I mean, he can't tell me what I can or cannot like. It's fucking opinion. It's wrestling. People can like whatever the fuck they want to like. That's the beauty of being a fan. But I just don't see the benefit of listening to him. So that's pretty much it. If we're going to talk about opinions, my opinion is God and Cornette's opinion is shit. So there you go. And if he has anything to say about it, the chat's always open. So I'm okay with that whatsoever. This is it, people. Like, who gives a shit? Like, all these people online, they all got their opinions. Who cares? Like me, I'm just one opinion. I just like talking wrestling. I'm going to share my opinion. There are people who might share my opinion. You know what I mean? Might like the same things that I like. Cool. We'll have a lot to talk about. There are some people who don't like what I like. Fine. That's cool. I mean, I feel bad because I liked it and you didn't. But hey, there's going to be stuff that you like and I don't like. And you know what sucks for me because I don't like it and you're enjoying it. But hey, man, it is the way that it fucking is. You know what I mean? I just don't see, like, you know, I just don't see the benefit of listening to a guy like that. The same thing with Meltzer on the other side. Like, he's just one guy. You know? I don't see wrestling the way that he does. He likes certain things that I do not like. That's fine. That's fine. To me, my star ratings mean more to me than anyone else's. It's my goddamn opinion. Their matches he hasn't given 5 stars, I would have given 8,000 stars. There you go. I got all the stars in the world. All I know right now is that every single wrestling company that I'm watching right now is struggling to make me happy, and I fucking love it. They should be struggling to make me happy. They should be in their writer's room every fucking day saying, how do we make Eric happy when he turns on wrestling tonight? You know? That's what I want. That's what I want. Dynamite tonight was pretty solid. You could tell they're making a lot of moves. You could tell that they're actually trying to legitimize Rampage and not making it a secondary show. Is Tony getting that additional help? Thank fucking God. The guy can't do it all on his own. He has too many jobs. He wears too many hats. You can't be accessible to all these people all the time. And eventually he was going to realize that. And you know what? Enough people were unhappy. And now, hey, look, the WWE, they have those resources to make everybody heard if they want them to. They just never used them before. You know? Now they could do it. Now, this is what I've been telling people. Both companies need each other. I think AEW has to be around to make sure that WWE still stays sharp and good and not complacent. You know, AEW needs to stay sharp because if they don't, they'll lose all their crowd to WWE. So it forces them to, be better, be sharper, have better storytelling, have better matches, deliver for the fans more. You know, it's literally a race to which of these two companies could give us more of what we want. How is that bad? You know what I mean? How is that bad? That means we win. As the fans, we fucking win. Vince didn't give two shits about the fans, people. I don't care if you're a WWE fan or not. I don't care if you liked it or not. I'm telling you right now, Vince did not give a shit about you. He only just liked to play with your heartstrings to try and get you to buy another pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Keep that subscription going 1 month longer. You know? But like when I watched NXT, I knew that they were trying to give us what we wanted, you know? And they knew how to dangle it in front of us in the right way and just long enough for us to still be happy when we got it, you know? So this is great. These two companies need each other. And you know what? The wrestlers need these two companies also. They need another company that could be in the bidding realm of the WWE and offer them alternatives, you know, because right now AEW is a little overstacked, and right now Triple H is on the offensive in terms of signing people. He went and got Karrion Kross. He went and got back Dakota Kai. Rumor has it that he could have Sasha and Naomi. I don't know if that's true. Is it possible? Maybe, you know. There are a lot, like free agency must exist for there to be a healthy wrestling world. And free agency only exists if there's enough companies out there who could offer these wrestlers a living. You know what I mean? And we have the WWE now. We have AEW. This is a good thing. You know, Impact is still kind of out there or whatever. We don't know what's going on with them. Ring of Honor is now attached to AEW, so their fates are intertwined. PWG is still out there. You got New Japan. GCW is trying to make something of itself right now. You know, like, I don't think, like, if we're lucky, there'll be a time where both Triple H and Tony are firing on all cylinders as bookers, and it's literally awesome show after awesome show after awesome show. It's been proven that Tony's capable of producing awesome content for AEW, and it's been proven that Triple H has been able to make awesome content for the WWE through his time in the NXT Black and Gold. So it's possible, and the amount of talent right now is fucking amazing. There are so many talented wrestlers out there all across the wrestling spectrum. You know what? That's why, like, I think like it might be important. I might actually start doing. Listen, I said GCW was out there. You know, that's all I said, Doom. You need to relax. All right, bud? But like, this is a great time, people. It's a great time, and it could only get better as both of these companies now in this new era are trying to establish their identities. You have Triple H trying to get back the fans that he lost. You have AEW trying to keep the fans that they have. This is a great time. This is a great time. I will be watching Mondays. I will be watching Wednesdays. I will be watching Fridays. I do not have enough faith in NXT 2.0 to start watching it. At least not yet. Anywho, let's talk about tonight's show. Oh, let's also talk about, on a side note, let's also talk about this AEW Trios tournament. Some pretty awesome shit. Death Triangle. So you got Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta. And then you got Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. That's going to be awesome. You got Andrade El Idolo, Dragon Lee, and Rush versus the Young Bucks, and we don't know yet. House of Black versus Dark Order. I mean, listen, I really would like if Hangman was part of this trios tournament. I really think him and Reynolds and Silver would be an awesome trio. I think they would have a great match with House of Black. I don't know who the third is. I don't know what that trio is going to be. It just says Dark Order. So my assumption it's going to be Hangman and Silver and Reynolds. That's who I would do. I think them versus House of Black would be a fucking amazing match. And Trustbusters versus Best Friends, you know, it is what it is. That's Scarlett Bordeaux, Aria Davari, and one other person. And Best Friends is going to be Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor. So this trios tournament is going to be great. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 matches and in the opening round. And then, yeah, wow, Jesus. Man, this is going to be great. I just don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know who is fighting what days. But I think one of that was said in Dynamite. And once I go through my notes, I'll probably remember. So here we go. AEW Dynamite. Quake by the Lake in Minneapolis. Headlined by Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho for the AEW Interim World Title. Show begins with the coffin match. Darby Allin freaking attacked Brody King right in the middle of his own entrance. Busted him open immediately. Like 2 minutes in, Brody King had blood all over the place. All over the place. Whoops. Sorry, gents and ladies. Anywho, they were just brutalizing each other. I mean, Darby Allin takes just a massive amount of punishment, but he was giving it as good as he was taking it, man. Like, he was going after Brody King with everything he had. He finally got to, he even hit an Avalanche Code Red on Brody King. It was incredible. Eventually, he was able to use Brody's chain to choke him out, pretty much almost exactly how Brody choked out Darby at the Royal Rampage. Brody passes out, falls out of the ring into the coffin. The coffin closes. Darby wins. Great match. Great match for Darby. It gave Brody a couple of impressive wins over an established guy in AEW. Darby could have taken the losses. Obviously, it made sense for Darby to win at the end of this feud, which he did. Awesome match. Oh, and Sting in the middle of the match was hiding in the coffin, beat the shit out of all of House of Black with a baseball bat, except for Malachi. I just have this weird fucking feeling. So far, every single person that Malachi has sprayed with the black mist has had some, like, face paint on where they got sprayed. It happened with Julia Hart. It happened with Sting. I'm assuming it happened with Miro because we're not seeing all of his face. And if you look really hard, the last time Miro showed up on television, he had sunglasses on, but you could kind of tell that there was, like, face paint underneath the sunglasses. I think the only person who didn't have the face paint was Pac. But Pac was like, had a eye patch on for the majority of the time, so maybe it was covering it. Maybe they didn't really make or establish that, but like, it's weird. Like, Sting is having a feud with Malachi for some weird reason. We don't know why, but it all started with House of Black picking on Darby. But for some reason, Sting and Malachi won't touch each other. There's just this thing that's going on. Miro has been all fucked up ever since he got sprayed by the mist in that Fatal 4-Way for the All-Atlantic title. Where he got sprayed by Malachi Black, and we haven't really seen him in action since. So, like, there's a weird thing that's going on between Miro, Malachi, and Sting, and I don't know where it's going, and I don't know who it's going to end up with, but I don't know. I'm curious as to where it's going to go, but, like, I feel like they're running out of time keeping my curiosity, and now they need to keep my attention, so, like, something needs to happen. So what we do know, Jericho looked great tonight. Jericho was all like clean shaven. He had the freaking Lionheart outfit on and like new pyro and different music and shit. Like Jericho was looking pretty good. Like which is interesting because when he first started AEW, he looked like shit and everyone knew he was fat. So, but now he's not fat, which it works out great. They announced the brackets for the AEW Trios tournament. Obviously, I let you guys know what all the first round matches were. The match with the Young Bucks is taking place next week on the 17th. So they are going to be fighting Andrade and Dragon Lee and Roosh. That seems like a pretty intense match. Who's going to be their third? Everyone's assuming it's Kenny Omega. It's got to be Kenny Omega. Everyone's saying he's going to be back. He's going to be back at All Out. It's got to be Omega, right? So we'll see. We will see. Tornado Tag Match, La Facción Ingobernable, which is Andrade and Roosh defeated the Lucha Bros. Penta El Cero Miedo. He is no longer Penta Obscuro. He has way too many goddamn names. I just wish he would stick with Pentagon and that would be it. And Rey Fenix. Awesome match. If you like Lucha, if you like them high-flying, jumping all over the place and not having to tag each other, this was definitely the match for you. It did kind of get a little sloppy towards the end. I'm never really a fan of the whole, like, tie Penta's mask up to the ropes kind of thing. Like, if I were Penta, I'd be like, can we stop putting tassels on my goddamn mask so people stop, whatever. The majority of the match, like, after that point, like, Penta, like, took his mask off and was literally trying to wrestle while covering his face. I'm like, Jesus, man, like, if it's that important for you to keep your face covered, then, like, just let your brother lose. Obviously, it's not important enough. Otherwise, you would take both hands. Like, you know what Penta should start doing? Start wearing dual masks. Like, didn't he do that once before? Like, he took off one mask and had another on. Like, fuck, man. Like, they've been tearing at your mask since the beginning of the goddamn feud. Put on 2 fucking masks. Jesus, fuck. So they lost because of the mask thing again. Hey, Roosh and Andrade, they needed a win, and who better to get it from than the Lucha Brothers? Lucha Brothers could take as many losses as possible. Everyone loves the Lucha Brothers. They've already had a run as tag team champs. They've already had a big 5-star match with the Bucks at All Out in that cage match. So they're good. You know what? Awesome. I think it was right for them to put over Roosh and Andrade over the Lucha Brothers. Young Bucks branded to Dark Order. Matt Jackson basically sucked Hangman's dick for about 3 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry. We miss you, blah, 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 blah. And it all led up to what we were all waiting for. They were going to ask him to reform the Young Bucks and join the Trios tournament. They were going to have the Bucks and Hangman. Hangman's like, no. He wants to be in the corner of the Dark Order. He said he's not going to be in the Trios tournament, but he wants to be alongside them in the Trios tournament. I would not be surprised if at some point in time they had the House of Black, fuck up, like whoever was supposed to team up at the tag team and was going to leave them short. And then they had to go and ask Hangman to do it. I think it would be better. Like, I just don't want, I don't want to see Silver Reynolds and 10. Or Silver Reynolds and Uno. I want it to be Silver Reynolds and Hangman. Like, that's just a better trio. If you're going to put Hangman with the freaking Dark Order, make them a goddamn trio. So who knows? And whatever. So that's it. Basically, the Bucks are all butthurt. They don't have a third. The Undisputed Elite is not in the Trios tournament. So that's interesting. I would assume that the first feud that the Bucks and Kenny have as Trios champs would probably be with a newly healthy Adam Cole and Red Dragon. So we'll see. Luchasaurus defeats Anthony Henry in a squash match. This is all just for Christian to talk shit. Luchasaurus attacked the security guards that were holding Jungle Boy back. Luchasaurus headbutted Pat Buck. My assumption is that Christian had this all play out to get Luchasaurus suspended so that it's just Jungle Boy fighting Christian without having to worry about Luchasaurus. That's my assumption. The mask thing is a Lucha thing, Doom. It's not face paint anymore. Otherwise, we'd be seeing Rey Mysterio with face paint sometime in the last 20 some odd years. It's a Lucha thing, bro. It's a Lucha thing. Powerhouse Hobbs was backstage. Said he was dumb. He was asked about what's going on with him and Ricky Starks. QT Marshall and the Factory come out. Basically said they'll finish Starks tonight. Hobbs said don't let his problem become Hobbs' problem. Well, that didn't work out. We're going to talk about that a little later. Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh were out. They were talking about how they weren't done with Wardlow. They said Lethal said defend the title against him again or they'll just come and take it. Wardlow comes out. He's like, you could have a shot if you wanted to, but tonight he's going to whoop all their asses. As he starts going to the ring, FTR comes out. They back up their former Pinnacle ally, Wardlow. They rush the ring, clear it. They stand tall. So, and FTR hits Lethal with the big rig. I don't know what this is leaning towards. I don't know if they're going to give Lethal another shot or, excuse me, or is it going to lead to Satnam Singh versus Wardlow? Because I'm telling you right now, the visual of Wardlow giving Satnam Singh the Powerbomb Symphony would be pretty freaking awesome. I think every crowd would pop for that, so we'll see. 2.0, Daniel Garcia and Anna Jay were backstage. They're basically putting over Jericho in tonight's match. Garcia called out Bryan Danielson, said he owns him. Says he put him on another vacation with his family in his garden. He's calling himself the Dragon Slayer. Anna Jay found Rebel and said that, basically accused her of thinking that Daniel Garcia wasn't the Dragon Slayer, so she choked her out. So that's Anna Jay's new thing. Every single time the JS has or whatever, she's going to find someone and choke him out. Whatever. Ricky Starks beats Aaron Solo. They were like partners on the indies, so that was like the backstory for this match. You know, Ricky Starks won in a solid match. The entire factory came out, tried to attack Ricky. Ricky managed to evade and escape through the crowd. Powerhouse Hobbs picked up the backstage TV and smashed it. Obviously, he's pretty pissed off that Ricky is able to live to fight another day after the factory kind of basically gave their word saying that they were going to stop him. So, I'm assuming this leads up to a match between Starks and Hobbs at All Out. I mean, that's what I would do. All Out needs to be a pretty big show. AEW needs to make a fucking statement, especially with all these changes with WWE. They need to start making statements on Dynamite. They need to start making statements on Rampage, and they need to start making statements on their pay-per-view. And what better a way to do it than the 3-week lead up to the biggest pay-per-view you have of the year? I would say All Out is pretty much AEW's WrestleMania. It has been notoriously the biggest show that they put out. So this has got to be big. And I'm assuming Tony's going to pull out all the stops. If there were ever a time to debut a Johnny Gargano or a Bray Wyatt to, try and deflate some of the momentum that WWE has with signing up all these NXT guys, that'd be the time to do it. Gun Club was backstage, basically all pissed off at his kids for losing the dumpster match, which was an invention of Billy Gunn's. Stokely Hathaway walks up, basically shits on Billy Gunn, cuts him off, and tries to get the Gun Club to sign up with Stokely. You got Billy Gunn basically runs him off and says that they got him a match for Rampage, and Danhausen is teaming up with Eric Redbeard to fight the Gun Club on Rampage. Best friends were backstage, immediately interrupted by the Trustbusters. Ari Daivari said that Orange has been ignoring his texts, and basically Orange Cassidy said he's not going to join the Trustbusters, so that's setting up a trios match for, I forgot if it was either Rampage or Dynamite. It's probably Rampage. TBS Championship, Jade Cargill versus Jade Cargill versus Madison Rayne. Jade Cargill defeats Madison Rayne. It was an okay match. After the match, Athena attacked Jade. This has really been leading up to Athena versus Jade for the title. I don't know whether or not this is the time to take the title off of Jade, because I don't think that Athena has really much momentum. I feel like they debuted her, she had a match, and then she was lost in the shuffle, and that was pretty much it. Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm are backstage. Chris Statlander is injured. I don't remember how or why this happened, but apparently she's injured. So that means that Toni Storm is now the number one contender. Thunder Rosa was acting all weird because obviously they're like they're a little pseudo tag team or whatnot. But listen, Thunder Rosa beat her once. She could beat her again. She's supposed to take on all challengers. Toni Storm wants to be the champ. Give her match and give her hell. Done. Enough of this. Oh, we have to talk about it later. No. Just man up and just say, yeah, listen, I respect you. You made it to #1 contender. I beat you once. I could beat you again. Good luck. I don't know why it has to be weird, but whatever. I hate that shit. Rampage lineup. Bryan Danielson returns and he speaks. This is obviously supposed to be setting up the match that they're going to have, I believe, next week when AEW is promoting that Game of Thrones spinoff, House of the Dragon. So obviously they're going to have a match between the American Dragon and a guy calling himself the Dragon Slayer. So whatever. Hook is supposed to have we're supposed to hear from Hook. So who knows what he's going to say. Gun Club versus Bearhausen, which is Beardhausen, sorry, which is Danhausen versus Eric Redbeard. Parker Bordeaux versus Sonny Kiss. Swerve in Our Glory speak. Orange Cassidy versus Ari Daivari. And then we have a mixed tab. Either they're putting the tag titles on the line or they're just announcing that they are the AAA World Mixed Tag Team Champions. But Sammy Guevara and she's not calling herself Ty Conti anymore. She's calling herself Tay Mello. All right, so anywho, they just got married. They're fighting Dante Martin and Sky Blue, who are apparently dating in real life. That match should be okay. Dynamite lineup for the 17th. It's going to be El Fascion de Ingobernables versus the Young Bucks, and we don't know who. It's probably going to be Kenny Omega. Tony Storm versus Killing King. And then we have a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia, which should be an awesome, awesome match. Jericho comes out, full Lionheart gear, appearance, entrance video, music. All of his entrance video was his footage from New Japan. This was an awesome fight. Moxley took everything. I'm talking about obviously he bleeds all over the place. They had Jericho bleeding also. But like Moxley hit the exposed turnbuckle, got hit with a bat, got hit with the code breaker, got hit with the Judas effect, got put in walls of Jericho for as long as a goddamn commercial break. They went into picture-in-picture, and Mox was in the walls the entire picture-in-picture. He only broke out a couple of seconds after they had come back from commercial break. Then Jericho put him in the Lion Tamer. Like, I don't know how much punishment this guy took, but he took a lot of fucking punishment. But eventually Moxley wins. Then all of a sudden the Jericho Appreciation Society comes out. They start beating up... Jake Hager and Sammy Guevara come out. They jump Moxley after the match. That brings out the Blackpool Combat Club. They jump Hager and Guevara. That brings out the rest of the JAS, the Jericho Appreciation Society. They jump the Blackpool Combat Club. And when all hope was lost, fucking CM Punk's music hits. The world champion. Punk comes out, lays waste to the entire JAS. They clear the ring. Moxley and Punk have this awesome stare down. The crowd goes fucking ballistic. Moxley goes, flips Punk off, walks over, gives him a shoulder check, and walks out the ring. It's going to be awesome. Moxley versus Punk is more than likely going to be the main event at All Out. Add that along with potential Starks versus Hobbs, the Trios tournament coming to a head. They'll probably have some, I don't even know what they'll probably have maybe Miro versus Aleister Black. There's a ton of shit that's going to go down in this pay-per-view. It should be awesome. The next several weeks should be great. I noticed that they're putting a lot of big names on Rampage, so they're trying to get people to watch Rampage, which is what they should have been doing from the beginning, but they got fucking lazy with the booking, and now it's kind of like an afterthought. But yeah, man, a lot of shit is going down, and a lot of shit is going to continue to go down within the next 3 weeks. I don't know when this is going to happen, but it's going to get to a point that if Raw and SmackDown continues to be consistently good, I'm going to have to start doing additional shows throughout the week, which means more episodes of Smells Like Wrestling on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, because it's getting to be that there's too much noteworthy stuff if Raw and SmackDown end up being good shows, and if Rampage gets its act together and pay-per-views, I'm going to have to do a lot more shows than I originally predicted for this program, but I'm going to continue to do it, man. I'm going to continue to do it. So I have a feeling within the next coming weeks, I'll make an announcement that there'll be Raw and SmackDown / Rampage after shows. And then if it really comes down to it, I might even do live. I might just do watch-alongs for the pay-per-view, to be quite honest. I'm going to set the webcam up here. I always have people over the house for a pay-per-view, so it's like you guys will be here, and we'll have that streaming. You'll be able to stream our live reactions. I will not be streaming the actual pay-per-view because I don't want to get fucking kicked off of YouTube, but I will be streaming our reactions. So I think I will begin that with All Out live stream. So I'll continue to promote that as we get closer to All Out. But that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Another great episode of Dynamite. A lot of stuff going on in wrestling. It's a great time to be a fan, people. It's a great time to be a fan. I want to thank you all very much for tuning in. Thanks to Royal and to Doom in the chat. As always, I appreciate your support. You guys are some of my most consistent viewers, so I thank you. And I will see you next week for the end of the House of the Dragon show. All right, guys. I will check you later. Take care, and bye-bye.